unto the Lord all the days of his life.
Has she been?
And there shall no razor come upon his head.
Do you think that this woman has been making this vow every day or just once? He has been praying for over 20 years. She has been saying the same thing. She has been praying. Continue.
And it came to pass.
And it came to pass.
And she continued praying before the Lord.
And she continued praying. And Eli was, besetting the church very well, besetting things. Continue.
That Eli marked her mouth.
But Eli looked at her, let's leave this thing, and saw her mouth. Her mouth was continued.
Now Hannah, she spake in her heart. Only her lips moved, but her voice was not heard.
Continue.
Therefore Eli thought she had been drunken.
Eli said, why should the drunk woman come to the church?
And Eli said unto her,
Eli said, this church I clean every time. This church I make my people to be holy. Why should a drunk woman enter the church? Why should a woman that is drunk? Eli was angry. And what happened?
how long wilt thou be drunken?
Eli
Put away that wine from thee.
stop drinking. Stop you. Are you getting my point now? Somebody that was angry. That was her pastor. Eli was saying, you drunk. Stop drinking and come into this church. Every time you drink. Continue.
And Hannah answered and said,
And Hannah said what?
No, my Lord.
Can you please go on your knees? You go on your knees. You see, Hannah was insulted. Remember, God has closed her womb. Hannah needed God to remove this thing. Are you hearing what I'm saying now? What is grace? Grace is God himself doing what he has promised by himself. He said there will be none barren in my house. So for God to release this woman, he has to remove this. The pastor insulted Hannah. Church, are you listening? And said, how long will you be a drunk? And Hannah knew that. Look at what Hannah said.
No, my Lord, I am a woman
"My Lord,
of a sorrowful spirit.
My Lord, I have not drunk anything. I'm a woman of sorrowful spirit, yes?
But have poured out my soul before the Lord.
I have poured my soul before God. What's that? Continue.
Count not thy handmaid for a daughter of Belial. For out of the abundance of my complaint and grief.
Belial is the god of immorality, sexual. He said, this man called him immoral woman. He said, don't think that I am a woman that has gotten herself involved with all these things. Continue.
Count not thy handmaid for a daughter of Belial. For out of the abundance of my complaint and grief have I spoken hitherto. Now listen to what happened. Church, continue. Then Eli answered and said,
Now listen to me. If you insult somebody and you're expecting that person to be angry, and the person, instead of being angry, the person knelt down. I said, please, I have not taken any drink. Don't be angry at your daughter. It is because of the pains I'm passing through in life. How will I be married to a man for almost 20 years? The one she brought him has given birth. He was talking to the pastor. Pastor, stay here. He was talking to the pastor. How? Shall I continue like this? Age is no more my side. Let's judge ourselves. How many of us will our pastor talk to? And we will kneel down and start begging. Do you know when Hannah was doing this, she was provoking the anointing in the pastor. She was provoking the grace. I used to tell you that you will never be blessed by your pastor if you don't see that pastor as an angel. Who are angels? Messengers of God. The same messenger he sent. He said, please, my pastor, please, don't say this. I have been here for how many years? Crying for only one thing. Please. And what did Eli do?
Go in peace, and the God of Israel grant thee thy petition that thou hast asked of him.
Lift her up. Go, come on. He said, go in peace. And what?
The God of Israel grant thee thy petition.
Now listen to what happened. Listen to what happened. Because you don't see it in the spirit. You're going to say, go in peace. And may the God of Israel answer your prayer. In fact, decree that your prayer has been answered. Pray for her. God, stand up now.
Go in peace.
Because that his servant, go and remove it. As he's saying, go in peace. is nothing now. This is something that I been holding this man for 30 years. Then your servant is now praying, God. He said, go in peace and make this God. You continue.
Go in peace. Your prayer has been answered.
Do you see what happened to Hannah? Now, how do you know? Read the next verse and see what Hannah said. Listen very carefully.
And she said, let the handmaid find grace in thy sight.
Find what?
Grace.
Find what?
Grace.
Find what?
Grace.
What is grace? God himself doing what he has promised by himself. Was it not what Hannah asked? How did Hannah get it? Humility. The pastor insulted her. She was still humble. The pastor said, you are an idiot. She said, no, I will not go anywhere until God tell me leave the church. The pastor said, you are a foolish woman. You are stupid. You are an idiot. You are an idiocracy idiot. He said, no matter what you say, pastor, God have called me to serve here. And I will not live until God tells me to live. For God resists the proud and give grace to the humble. Does that make sense? The secret of my success, let me tell you, if you check any of my character, you might not say anything good. But I'm very strong to forgive. I'm a very strong man to overlook offense. And when it comes to forgiving and overlooking, it doesn't take me anything to say sorry. Why? God resists the proud and gives grace to the humble. The place I'm getting the grace to succeed in life is through humility. I don't break rank. I don't even see the pastors when I come to their church. I see the God of that church. And I serve the God of that church. If you love the pastor, the day he will make you angry, you will leave the church. But if you love the God of that church, no matter what, you will be faithful in that church. Hannah has been praying for years, but she couldn't until she humbled herself. Even as far as she was wounded. And the pastor now said, I'm going to show you that I am representing God. Today you have been praying. I'm going to give you a word that is going to liberate you. God, let the shame be removed. Let that covering be removed. And what happened in the spirit? God removed it. Read the next verse at 19.
And they rose up in the morning early and worshipped before the Lord, and returned and came to their house to Ramah. And Elkanah knew Hannah his wife, and the Lord remembered her.
And the Lord did what?
Remembered her.
Not only did he remove, the Lord put a baby in her womb. Did you understand it now? Let me show you another one, church. Please. You see, another thing, this is very, very important if you are a minister. If God has called me to bring you as a pastor, you will not be God. Now, this will be a David. And I'm Saul. Listen very carefully. Do you know David can never be king if Saul did not hand over the throne to him? Do you know you will never get your kingship if the owner, the one that is standing there, do not transfer it to you? Unless the person dies. Church, you hear this? This is a spiritual law. God can never hand over. If you are supposed to take over from me, no matter how wicked I am, unless I die before you now have it. If I'm still alive, you will never have that throne. God resists the proud and gives grace to the humble. So David, go and sit down, love. Thank you so much. David was supposed to be the next king. But David cannot be the king until Saul hands over the throne to him. Church, how many of us knew David? When he saw bear, he did what? He killed it. When he saw lion, he did what? He killed it. When he saw Goliath, did he wait for anybody to tell him? He killed. Who were there to him? Were they not his enemy? Were they not his enemy? They were. Now listen now. Saul now comes. Come on, represent Saul. Raise the top. See there. Saul now wanted to kill him. Saul was supposed to hand over the kingship to him. And in biblical law, spiritual law, until Saul hands over to him, he will never be the king. But instead of Saul handing over the, Saul now wanted to kill him. So who is Saul now to David? Is he not his enemy? Do you know how swift this guy was when he wanted to kill him? I tell myself, this is God. God has given instruction. Unless you hand over to him, he will never be king. God resists the proud and gives grace to the humble. Do you know no matter whatever David does against the will of God, he can never be king? Saul now, instead of handing over the king to him, Saul wanted to kill him. But this man is a very strong man that he can take his enemy and kill him. But when it comes to Saul, he will be shifted. Do you know why? Let's go to 1 Kings. James, fast again. 1 Kings chapter 24. 24, yeah. 24. 1 Kings 24. First Samuel, sorry. 1 Samuel 24. Yeah, read from 1 to 3 first. Listen to me, church. Listen to the message.
And it came to pass,
continue,
when Saul was returned from following the Philistines, that it was told him, saying, Behold, David is in the wilderness of En-Gedi.
Okay.
And Saul took 3,000 chosen men out of all.
He took 3,000 to kill who? David. Only one person. Was he not an enemy? He was a wicked enemy. He was a warlord enemy. Had the enemy in the warlord. He was not only a warlord, but an enemy warlord. Tell me the truth, Evelyn, and other of my members. If you hear somebody want to kill you, or you hear that your pastor, okay, let's say Pastor Joseph, is coming to your house with two gods to come and kill you, what will you do? You first of all call police. As I don't know whether this man is crazy. But God has spoken to you and said you are going to be the next pastor of Church of God Mission after Pastor Joseph had left. But he's coming. This was exactly the situation of David. Keep on reading, sir.
And David chose men of Israel and went to seek David and his men upon the rocks of the wild goats.
Continue.
And he came to the sheepcotes by the way, where was a cave. And Saul went in to cover his feet.
Continue.
And David and his men remained in the sides of the cave.
Continue.
And the men of David said unto him, Behold, the day of which the Lord said unto thee, Behold, I will deliver the enemy into thy hand.
Now listen, church. Church, listen. Saul came to kill David. And along the way, maybe he ate beans of much vegetable. So he needed to poop. So he ran to a cave, okay? Just go here, you want to poop. Saul want to poop. And look at David with his war men. And they saw him pulling, And the thing was just running stomach. He can't escape it. The thing has disorganized his system, so he can't even fight. He needed to download that thing first. Before he knew that thing. So continue, sir. His men saw. Continue.
Said unto thee, Behold, I will deliver the enemies into thy hand.
The Lord has delivered your enemies. Put your trust on us.
That thou mayest do to him as it shall seem good unto thee.
Now we have seen him, we are going to kill him. Continue.
Then David arose and cut off the skirt of Saul's robe privately.
David sat down and cut where the cloth. Why Saul? Let's be truthful. This is before God. If you hear I'm coming to kill you, your pastor, and you get opportunity to kill me, let's be truthful. You are aware that if I see you, I'll kill you. Because Saul, if you had seen David, he would have killed you. And you get opportunity to put me to jail. Say the truth.
I'll butcher you.
You butcher me, let's be truthful. But do you know if you don't do it, the next thing you will get is grace. Do you know if you don't do that, you don't touch God's anointed, you don't share the nakedness of your father? Jesus said, if you suffer for what you have done, it's normal. But if you suffer for what you have not done, grace will be added to your life. God himself will fight your battle. So what happened? God was working for David. He said, Saul, when shall you hand over to my son? And Saul was not interested. And God allowed this opportunity. And David did what? Cut his clothes as a sign. So cut the clothes now. You see, he has cut on his clothes. He went, go and stay there. Continue.
And he said unto his men,
it's okay.
The Lord forbid that I should do this thing unto my master.
The Lord forbid. Don't go anywhere. Yes, forbid that I should do this.
The Lord's anointed.
Okay.
To stretch forth my hand against him. See, he is the anointed of the Lord.
Why is it that David was able to go and kill the lion, kill the bear, and kill Goliath, but he was afraid of killing Saul? What?
He was the anointed one of God.
There's an oil of God. Church, are you understanding what I'm saying? This man is not ordinary man. It was God that made the church. The difference between this man and the other people, they were not anointed, but this man is anointed. I can't quench the work of God. How do you treat anointed men of God? How do you behave? Do you know many of us have tied our destiny with this singular act? We have killed men of God. You take Jesus, and when you hate somebody in your heart, you have killed a person. Not to talk of breaking church, a man of God is. Not to talk of destroying what he's laboring for. Church, I get the point. A man that was very strong, that can do it. Now look at it. Let's go to 17 so that we'll stop. Go to 17.
17. And he said to David, thou art more righteous than I.
Okay, let's go a little bit 13. I know you're already almost there before them.
13. Accept the proverb of the ancients. Wickedness proceeded from the wicked, but my hand shall not be upon thee.
No, it's not there. Go to 11.
Moreover, my father, see, yea.
No, to 10. Go back a little bit.
Behold, this day thine eyes have seen how that the Lord hath delivered thee to the day.
You go to 9, it should be 9. It's 9.
And David said to Saul.
And David said to Saul. Now, Saul was now with his people. And David did what?
Wherefore hearest thou men's words, saying, Behold, David seeketh thy hurt. Behold, this day thine eyes have seen how that the Lord hath delivered thee today into my hand, into the cave.
Continue.
And some bade me kill thee, but my eyes spared thee. And I said, I would not put forth my hand against my Lord.
Continue.
For he is the Lord's anointed. Moreover, my father, see, yea, see the skirt of thy robe in my hand.
Oh, God, see, this is it not your handkerchief? Is it not to show you that I came close to kill you?
For in that I cut off the skirt of thy robe.
Can I ask you a question? Can I ask you a question? Do you want grace? Or do you want destruction?
Grace.
You want grace? Please exempt yourself from any person God calls. Any person that God's anointed is, remove your hand. Do you know even as I am now? How do you check where you're supposed to put your mouth? I don't put my mouth where my seniors in ministry are. I don't put it. Do you know where I put my mouth?